Retired Colonel Dabai is also the former military governor of Rivers State between 1989 and 1990. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. It's so good to see you again, Colonel.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Right. So let's start with agriculture production in Kebbi State in the face of insecurity. How will you describe the situation in the state now?
I will thank Almighty God for His intervention. The situation is relatively stable, a little bit stable. Farmers are going back to their farms to begin preparation for harvest, and business is as usual. And those IDPs are also on their way back home. So I say the situation is relatively good.
Right, but now there is a new threat of Quela birds ravaging crops. Can you tell us more about these agricultural pests and how is attacks by the birds affecting food production in the state?
Quail birds are transboundary migratory birds. Small as they are, they come in millions. They are rice and millet farmers' enemy. They come as soon as they land on the farm, within 10, 20 minutes, that farm is finished. So they are a great threat to our farmers. First, they come from Trans-Sahel area and get into Nigeria and divide themselves into two. One part comes towards the northwest, and the others go to eastern part of Nigeria. Those that come to northwest, they are state farms that you find in Hulu, in Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, and Sokoto and Kebbi area. And when they come, they really devastate the farms. In 2011, I took a study of the level of devastation. And I was able to see that in Krikasama, Yobe State, there was the calculation we made was about 20%, 25 to 30% loss to the Quela birds. And that is even despite federal government intervention. In 2013 and 14, in Kebbi State, there was similar loss to Quela birds, 20, 25 to 30% of loss to Quela birds. So you see, they are really a very significant threat to rice farming and millet.
All right, so what kind of crops do the Qualia birds affect most?
The crops are rice, most especially rice. And they come when the rice had just begun to, after planting, 2, 3 weeks after planting, when it has started manifesting, and the rice seeds are in a formative stage. That is when they come and, of course, do their damage.
So because, according to research, this is not just a Kebbi thing. This is not just a Nigerian thing because scientists estimate the number of Qualia originating from Africa at around 100 million. How terrible is this incident on our hands?
Like the study shows, we experience about 6 to 70 million birds that come across Sokoto and, of course, to the rest of the southwest states. And believe me, they are terrible when they come.
All right. So can you also confirm to us that these birds migrate from Niger and Benin Republic?
They are migratory birds, like I said earlier on, and they come from the Sahel area.
Okay.
I've not heard of those coming from Benin, but from Niger, Burkina Faso, and up to Uganda, because Uganda doesn't happen to be Sahel, but that's their area of operation. And they have their seasonal. They know the season that when rice is being planted and going to come and devastate it. They come there. Here we have rice season for rice farming and wet season. We've just gotten into wet season, and of course, Kebbi State, thanks to the governor, ensured that we did wet season about control.
Right. So, Colonel, it is said that these birds have ravaged almost 75,000 hectares of dry season rice plantations in Kebbi State. How will you react to that?
Well, that's true, but not 75. Because before they began devastation, we were already in the field. And because His Excellency, the government made sure that the intervention was timely. Once the intervention is timely, then the loss will be less. And of course, we'll see the farmer the problem of losing their crops. So I would say it's less than that figure has been reported because of the immediate intervention by the state government.
So, from your observatory or participatory research, what areas of the state are more affected by the birds?
The areas that are more affected are the northeast, and that was because of the problem that we had in the northeast. Despite the fact that Boko Haram was prevalent in the northeast, there was still some level of farming that was going on. That, of course, the birds, those little, not as large as that used to be. The birds were able to harvest the little work done by the inhabitants. But the sad thing is, after the rehabilitation, after the issue of Boko Haram was taken care of in Northeast, then the farming began, but there was no effective control of the infestation. And that's why we have that magnitude of loss to the Quela birds in Locust.
So, Colonel, in terms of destruction, what is the difference between these Quela birds and locusts?
The locusts.
In terms of destruction, did you get my question, Colonel?
Yeah, you are comparing the level of destruction of Quela birds and locusts.
Right.
Now, the Quela birds are more. You see, the locusts are very slow and can be controlled before they expand their destruction. While Quela birds cover a large area within a short period of time. And so you see, the Quela birds' destruction is more in terms of magnitude than that of the locusts.
Okay, so let's talk about control measures. Some extensive control measures against these birds have been unsuccessful. But as someone involved in this fight, what do you think is the best approach to tackling this threat?
And the best approach is to involve those qualified to do aerial pest control. This business is not for the faint-hearted. You don't just give anybody the responsibility of controlling Quela birds because he has an airplane. And even Some are given, some of the control responsibilities are given to those contractors that don't have aircrafts, and they end up going to look for those that have it. And so I will strongly advise that this business be given to those who are qualified, who have the equipment with which to work. Secondly, the timing must be exact. You don't begin to control developers when they've already manifested in the farms. You control as soon as you see sign of their devastation. And it's a matter of 2-3 days. If you don't, they are very fast in occupying the various farming locations. And so the best thing to do is to intervene as soon as you see the sign of manifestation. And that means getting ready for the time. Most of the time that control measures are taken is when the Quela's have done their worst. You understand what I mean? So I suggest and advise strongly that the control must be done immediately. Immediately the sign of infestation is taken place.